everyone, and welcome to Minion Flow!
A garden
there you
requires
go.
time, sunshine, and a gentle hand. Gru leaves his prized moonlight sprout with a simple warning. Let it grow naturally.
Water the plants.
But for Stuart,
Time to make things
naturally
grow.
is
B.I.G.
far too slow for a candy lover. Why wait for a flower when you can grow a forest? Stuart brings the serum, Kevin brings the fire hose, and Bob brings the glitter. They aren't just gardening, they're launching a botanical revolution.
Oh my gosh!
Growth spurt! As the serum hits the soil, the tiny sprout turns into a towering monster. Stuart finds himself caught in the climb, becoming a permanent ornament in his own overgrown jungle. The instant forest plan turns into a neon-colored nightmare. As the fire hose floods the dome, the greenhouse becomes a swamp of blue mud and pink glitter. Kevin realizes that some roots aren't meant to be rushed.
Whoa! Not again!
The jungle
Turn it off!
adventure
Please
ends
stop!
with
Make
a
it
soggy
stop!
splash.
Help me!
The high-speed growth leaves the plant wilted and the lab ruined, proving that shortcutting nature only leads to a very messy dead end.
Fire! Fire!
As the dust
No, Gru, it's
and
the hose!
glitter
It
settles,
burns!
the minions
Oh, no,
find
not the
themselves
glitter!
grounded in a blue swamp.
Looks like we're stuck.
No kale moot,
no!
no glory. Only a very stained teddy bear and a very long night of cleaning up their mistakes. Gru arrives to find a disaster instead of a garden. Surveying the wreckage of his greenhouse
I
and his
cannot
glitter-coated
believe
minions, he realizes his team tried to harvest the fruit before the seed had even sprouted.
I told you to be
The
careful.
shortcut didn't bring sweetness. It just brought a mess.
Bada?
As the sun sets,
Now what do we do?
3 tired minions
Bob?
learn that the most beautiful things
Stuart?
in life take time to grow.
Gru. Okay,
One drop
minions,
of water
watch
at a
closely
time.
now.
All
A
right,
healthy
minions.
body
This
requires
is it.
a
Speed
steady
1.
pace. Gru sets the treadmill to level 1,
Hello,
hoping
let's
for a
do
morning
this.
of disciplined exercise.
Another
But for a
brutal
minion,
workout.
slow is just another word for boring.
Oh boy, here we go.
Why wait
The
months
gravity
for muscles
multiplier is
when you can have them in seconds?
Bad.
Stuart brings
What
the
are you
gravity,
doing?
Kevin
Oh,
brings the
me?
nitro,
Nothing.
and Bob brings the oil. They aren't just working out, they're launching a fitness rocket. Ignition, the nitro kicks in, turning the treadmill into a supersonic slip and slide.
Go.
Stuart goes from 0 to wall decoration in less than a second, stuck by his own gravity-defying ambition.
Okay, here we go. No,
The
wait.
Get Fit
STUERT.
Fast plan turns into a metallic whirlwind. As the machine overloads, the gym becomes a zero-gravity zone of flying dumbbells and spinning headbands.
We're sliding!
Kevin realizes that
Help me,
sometimes
Tim!
the brakes are more important than the gas. The party ends with a bang and a puff of smoke. The high-speed dream collapses into a slippery, oily nightmare, leaving the gym looking more like a scrapyard than a fitness center. As the smoke clears, the minions find themselves grounded. No muscles, no medals. Only a very sticky floor and a very messy teddy bear.
Bab?
Turns out,
Boomery,
there are no
boomer.
shortcuts on the road to super strength. Gru arrives to find a disaster instead of a workout.
Oh,
Surveying the wreckage of his gym
Sighs
and his
deeply.
oil-stained minions, he realizes his team tried to run
Stuart,
before they
what
could
have you
even
done?
walk. As the sun
sorry.
sets, 3
Keep going,
exhausted
Kevin Bab.
minions learn
You must finish
that
your
real
jumping
strength
jacks.
comes from patience. One slow step
So
at a
tired,
time.
boss.
In the heart of Gru's metallic lair, a golden prize awaits.
Go,
The race is on. While Kevin calculates a tactical victory, and Stuart bets on rocket-powered speed, little Bob
race,
reminds us
Tim.
that some things, like a tiny dust bunny and a teddy bear, are more important
What are you
than the
doing,
finish line.
Bob?
Power meets chaos as Kevin's industrial vacuum roars to life. But in another lane, Stuart's soapy slip and slide turns a simple cleaning job into a high-speed disaster waiting to happen. Collision imminent. Stuart's out-of-control slide leads to a mechanical catastrophe. In the blink of an eye, the malfunctioning vacuum snatches Bob's beloved Tim, turning the race into a rescue mission. The rivalry vanishes the moment Bob starts to cry. Determined to save a friend, Kevin and Stuart dive into the soapy mess, proving that even the fastest racers will stop for a teammate in need. With a ukulele as a lever and pure Minion strength, the team battles the broken machine. The tension peaks as the hatch pops open, and Bob finally reunites with a slightly dusty but very safe Tim. Surrounded by a chaotic mess of soap and dust, the competitors become a crew. Moving in perfect harmony, Kevin, Stuart, and Bob transform the disaster zone into a sparkling hallway through the power of teamwork. Gru returns to a miracle of cleanliness and a group of friends who no longer care about winning. As they share their golden reward, it's clear that the real prize was the friendship they found along the way.
In the heart of the lab, Kevin takes his recycling duties seriously. Banana! But Stuart is more interested in his snack than the plastic-only rule.
Giggles.
Curiosity leads to a messy chain reaction as Bob adds his own ingredients to the mix, turning a high-tech machine into a ticking goo bomb. The lab becomes a colorful disaster zone as the machine spews sticky sludge, leaving the trio stuck in a very big, very gooey problem. Kevin blows the whistle for a cleanup crew. Turning a moment of laziness into a lesson about facing the mess you made. It's all hands on deck. Stuart finds a new use for his guitar, while Bob learns exactly where each piece of plastic belongs. Hard work pays off. After hours of scrubbing and sorting, the lab shines bright. And the trio discovers the satisfaction of a job well done. A nervous apology turns into a proud moment as Gru sees the clean lab and helps the minions put the machine to its proper use. From a messy mistake to a golden reward, the boys earn their banana medals, proving that being responsible can
Do
be
you
pretty
see how
sweet.
clean this is? I trust
clean
you,
suit
but
for
do
a
not
big
disappoint me.
A simple task for any minion.
Carefully.
But when Gru asks for clean,
Excellent.
Stuart
Time for
hears
my exit.
super clean. And the measuring cup is quickly traded for an industrial-sized jug of trouble. Kevin hooks up the jet boosters, while Bob adds enough soap to clean the entire city. They aren't just doing laundry, they're preparing for a bubble-fueled liftoff. Turbo mode engaged. The machine roars like a rocket.
Turbo!
And
Oh,
suddenly,
yeah.
the laundry room disappears under a tidal wave of white foam. Stuart and Kevin find themselves in a bubble tornado, spinning through a soapy sky. While Bob discovers the joy of living in a giant bubble, the fast track plan turns into a whiteout disaster. The foam is everywhere, on the walls, the ceiling, and creeping down the halls like a soapy monster. The party pops when the fire sprinklers join the fray. Red lights flash as the great bubble storm turns into a soggy, slippery mess. Kevin realizes that sometimes the stop button is the most important tool in the lab. As the foam settles, the true cost of speed is revealed. Gru's favorite suit has been stretched
grab
into
your
a
bear and
giant's
go.
cloak, and the clean lab is now a soaking wet disaster zone. So much for a quick wash.
Cold.
Gru arrives to find his date night plans literally washed away. Surveying his oversized suit and his shivering, soap-stained minions, he realizes that his warning about the turbo
this is
button
hopeless.
came just a second too late.
Oh,
The
I
shortcut
can't
didn't save
believe it.
time. It cost them the whole night.
No
As the
more
sun
soap.
sets,
This is
three
impossible.
very clean but very tired
Sorry,
minions
something
learn
came
that
up.
in the laundry of life,
Vito,
following the
Boca,
instructions is the
Waha.
only way to
I'll
stay out of
explain
hot
later.
water.
A routine game of bouncy ball takes a terrifying turn when Bob's beloved toy vanishes into the dreaded dark basement, a place where only monsters surely lurk. The minions muster their courage at the basement entrance. Kevin dons his pot helmet, Stuart pretends to be sick, and only Bob's lost teddy bear gives him the strength to face the gloom. Their brave descent is quickly derailed by a mischievous black cat, sending them tumbling into the darkness. But a pair of glowing eyes soon makes them forget all about their fall. With a courageous click, Bob's tiny flashlight reveals the monster to be nothing more than Gru's old jacket. Relief washes over them as laughter fills the dusty basement. Their laughter is cut short by a sudden word as a rusty old vacuum cleaner roars to life, transforming into a real ball-eating monster. Seeing Bob's distress, Kevin pushes past his fear. He grabs a string of sausages, ready to fish for the mechanical menace, with Stuart as his reluctant assistant. With a determined lunge, Kevin bravely hits the off button, silencing the vacuum monster and rescuing Bob's precious bouncy ball.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Victorious and a little bit wiser, the minions emerge from the basement. Their heads held high. They've learned that true courage isn't the absence of fear, but facing it for a friend.
All right,
Gru
boys,
has a
new
simple
mission.
plan.
This time,
A fresh coat of
we
paint. And a lesson in
No
patience.
bug, Kevin. We start
But
with
for the
roof.
minions,
I'm heading
slow
up.
and steady
Bye now.
feels like a waste of time when you have a jet engine and a dream of finishing early.
Almost
Stuart
there.
decides that brushes are for amateurs.
This is heavy.
With a little
Just
bit of
right.
engineering
Let's do
and a
this.
lot of
Yay.
blue paint,
Ba-boy,
Kevin builds the
ta-da,
spin cycle.
Rotation. Wee. It's a working. Beautiful.
while Bob adds the secret ingredients, glitter and jelly beans. They aren't just painting a car, they're creating a sugary, sparkling masterpiece at Mach speed.
Ready.
Ready for liftoff. As the engine roars to life, the hangar transforms into a rainbow hurricane. It's a spectacular storm of color, and the minions are right in the center of the chaos.
Whoosh. Thwack.
The plan works, sort of. In a matter of seconds, every inch of the hangar is covered in paint. Unfortunately, that includes the walls, the floor, and a very surprised Stuart. But as the smoke clears, the masterpiece is revealed to be a sticky disaster. The silence is broken only by the sound of dripping paint. The minions realize that their shortcut has turned a simple chore into a sticky trap, leaving them glued to their own mistakes.
All right, what happened
Gru
this time?
returns to find a rainbow nightmare instead of a shiny car.
Not me.
As the
Yes,
sun
you,
sets,
all of
three
you.
tired minions learn that
all
in
right,
the
you
world of
two.
masterpieces,
This is
there
not
are no
acceptable.
shortcuts.
Oh.
Only a lot of hard
Huh?
work and a very long night of cleaning.
Dinner time at Gru's lab means chaos, and tonight's enemy is broccoli. While Gru demands no greens, no dessert, Kevin and
You
Stuart
will eat
stage a
your
stubborn,
vegetables.
lip-pouting protest. Bob treats the vegetable like a toy until he realizes it's for dinner. With Gru gone, Kevin decides to use high-tech logic to make the greens disappear forever. Minion plans never go smoothly. Bob accidentally grabs the magnifier ray instead of the shrink gun, setting the stage for a massive toothy surprise.
Zap.
One zap later, the lab becomes a giant jungle. A tiny floret transforms into a green skyscraper, leaving the minions looking like ants in a Jurassic World of vitamins.
Banana.
Trapped in the green abyss, Stuart takes a cautious nibble. His eyes widen as he makes a shocking discovery. This giant monster actually tastes better than a banana. The protest turns into a party.
Nom 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 nom.
Kevin joins the feast while Bob uses a massive broccoli leaf as a trampoline. Healthy living has never been this bouncy or delicious. Gru returns to find a tropical rainforest instead of a lab. His shock turns to a smile when a sleepy Bob offers him a giant, crunchy peace treaty. Even a supervillain can't resist a good crunch. As the sun sets, the team realizes that with a little imagination, even broccoli can be a grand adventure. In the
And
quiet
this,
of
my
Gru's
little
grand
minions,
living room,
is the
a
legendary
priceless
vase
ancient
of
vase
eternal
sits as a
nappiness.
silent guardian. Gru delivers a stern
All right,
warning
you
to Kevin
two,
and Stuart.
No more shenanigans.
Look, but never touch, as he prepares for his big day. The moment the door clicks shut, curiosity takes over. Bob can't help but investigate the shiny treasure. While behind him, Kevin and Stuart are already plotting a morning of high-speed stunts and questionable cooking. The living room becomes a disaster zone of skateboards and sizzling pancakes. A sickening crash echoes through the halls, leaving the vase in 1,000 pieces. Desperate times call for desperate measures and lots of duct tape.
Banana.
Kevin leads a frantic rescue mission, trying to stick the past back together with nothing but tape, gum, and sheer panic. When glue fails, creativity strikes. Stuart
look at
discovers a
this.
can of yellow spray paint,
This is great.
New toy.
deciding that if you can't fix a masterpiece, you might as well turn it into a giant lopsided banana. The footsteps of destiny approach as Gru's shadow looms at the door. The trio freezes, staring at their sticky, yellow, fruit-covered monstrosity, realizing that some things are impossible to hide.
Sorry.
Faced with Gru's shock, the truth comes out in the form of a tiny shard and a big apology.
Sorry.
Even for a supervillain, a little honesty and a lot of heart are enough to turn a broken vase into a lesson learned.
I
On a
want ice cream.
blistering summer day,
Hello?
Gru
Now.
leaves his lab with a simple request. Stay
Papa,
cool,
no cold.
but be careful
and
with the
absolutely
power.
no touching the freeze
Of
ray.
course,
Understand?
simple isn't in a minion's
Yes, Boss.
vocabulary
Yes, Boss.
Freeze ray.
when ice
Freeze
cream
ray.
is on the line. Why have a scoop when you can
Bam.
have a
Oh
mountain?
boy.
Kevin and Stuart decide to
Hurry up.
the tiny ice cream maker
Almost
with
there.
a high voltage
Now.
freeze ray.
Yes. Bananas.
Power at
marshmallows.
100%.
Let's do this.
The lab
Woohoo!
trembles
Yeah.
as the
Look,
freeze
it's
ray
mixing.
roars to
Excellent.
life.
It works.
It's a
We
race
did it.
between the
Max
machines
power.
and the minions' appetite. And the machines are starting to glow a dangerous neon blue. Boom! An ice cream volcano erupts, coating the lab in a sticky, banana-flavored blizzard. For Stuart, the lab is no longer a workplace. It's the world's greatest indoor sledding hill. While Bob builds a sugary fortress for Tim, Kevin realizes that their frozen dream is pushing the lab's power grid to the breaking point. The air is filled with flying sprinkles and the smell of toasted circuits. The party ends with a sudden snap. As the power grid fails, the frozen wonderland turns into a sticky, melting swamp. The joy of the big chill is replaced by the reality of a big, dark, shivering mess. Gru returns to find his lab drowned in wasted cream and broken dreams.
Not yet.
In the cold,
Look at this
sticky
mess.
silence,
Look at what you've done
3
to my
little
laboratory.
minions learn that when you try to take too
Oopsie.
much,
We
you
need to
often
talk.
end up with
All right, you
nothing
three, focus.
but
The
a
fate of the
very
laboratory
long
rests on this
night
floor. Keep
of
scrubbing.
cleaning.
Bah. No distractions, Kevin. Just a little more. Look, there's the banana. Banana? All right,
Gru's
minions,
kitchen
feast
is
your
a
eyes
place
on this
of
batter.
science and snacks.
Yes.
Today's
Let's
mission,
make some
the
pancakes.
perfect pancake.
Pancakes.
Gru delivers a
I
simple
trust
warning.
you with this.
Too much rising powder leads to big trouble. But Stuart is already dreaming of a breakfast
Okay, boss.
that reaches the stars.
Oopsie!
Rules are meant to be broken, or so Stuart thinks. With a gallon of super rising powder
Fire in the hole.
and Bob's experimental sticky syrup, the pancake batter is no longer a meal. It's a scientific anomaly waiting to happen.
That batter is looking perfect.
Kevin decides the stove
Stuart,
is too slow.
what in the name of...
He brings the heat with a
Careful,
high-tech
got it.
thermal gun, and suddenly the pancakes don't just cook, they take flight. The kitchen transforms into an airspace for doughy UFOs.
Sticky.
Gravity is officially a suggestion. Stuart learns the hard way that when pancakes float, they take you with them. The kitchen is quickly becoming a sticky, bouncy maze of golden brown chaos.
Poof.
From a culinary mission to a sticky rescue, Kevin realizes that more power isn't always the answer. The super rising powder has lived up to its name, turning the kitchen into a jungle of dough and sprinkles.
Help! We're stuck!
Caught in their own sticky web, the minions find themselves
We're not
grounded,
moving anywhere.
or
Get us
rather,
outta here.
ceilinged.
Oh.
The plan to make the biggest breakfast ever
Bleh.
has left them
Ooh
tangled in a
la
mess
la.
that even
Mamma
syrup
mia.
can't sweeten. Gru returns to find a kitchen that looks more like a bakery explosion than a tea party. As he surveys the dangling minions and the doughy walls, the silence tells the story of a recipe gone horribly wrong. In the end, the biggest lesson isn't about baking. It's about
I
listening.
told you not to touch the super
As the
rising
sun
powder.
sets,
Now
3
look what
tired
happened.
minions learn
Keep
that
up
the
the
secret
cleaning.
ingredient to any good meal is a little bit of patience and a lot
Banana?
of following the rules.